All right. Thanks a lot, Miranda. Well, we'll continue to keep our eye on that news conference. Hopefully we can check back in there and hear from the Baltimore City Police Commissioner, Anthony Watts. We'll give you an update. But let's turn our attention now to Brian Williams. There's been some leaks out there in the news. Maybe the ship has sailed over there at NBC. Not if NBC News chief, the new guy on the job, Andrew Lack, has anything to do with that, though. The New York Daily News now reports the ship's captain, that being Luck, doesn't want the anchor overboard. He says he wants to put Williams back on the air as soon as possible. But an NBC investigation, which is also leaked to the media, has uncovered no less than 11 lies. Maybe that's not the right word. Brian Williams has told, maybe exaggerations. The Media Research Center's Tim Graham is now joining us live to talk about this. And Tim, I read some of the comments today. They're calling this perhaps death by 1,000 leaks. All these little anecdotes getting out about Brian Williams, basically making it impossible for him to come back with this latest round of reports. Do you think Brian Williams will ever sit in that anchor chair again?
I think it's become quite clear that the people inside NBC News don't want that to happen. The rank and file, the people who make the newscast, especially the D.C. Bureau here, they were reporting in the Washington Post how much the D.C. Bureau of NBC News doesn't want him to return.
Yeah, and that has a lot to do with the fact that Brian Williams didn't show a lot of interest in politics during his time there in the anchor chair. Now, there's also this discussion about what it might take for Brian Williams to go away. We know with the Ann Curry situation, there's a multi-million-dollar payout, but obviously Brian Williams is a bigger name than Ann Curry. What type of money do you think it would take for Brian Williams to go away and be quiet?
Well, I think the amount of money goes down. This might be another reason why NBC is going to keep finding more embarrassments because it probably decreases his value on the way out. I think that at some point Williams is going to want to just get out so he can go about rehabilitating his image.
Yeah, you would think that might come after this latest round of leaks. What do you think it would actually take, though, to make that happen? Or do you think the discussions are already happening behind closed doors as we speak?
I don't think Williams really wants to give up. I think he will hold out. I think that when they hired Andrew Lack, he probably got more optimistic about his chances. So I would say he's going to hold out until he knows there's no shot whatsoever. But, when you have Dan Rather saying on CNN, I don't see how he comes back. I mean, Dan Rather knows something about not coming back.
Yeah, that's true. Dan Rather got in trouble and essentially got fired for problems with his reporting involving President George W. Bush and his time in the Texas Air National Guard. Let's talk real quickly. Do you think Brian Williams has any kind of career? Let's say it doesn't work out for him at NBC News, but what do you think Brian Williams does next?
I would think the smart play for him would be to do something that's slightly less newsy. I mean, clearly they had these stories that he wanted Jay Leno's job, for heaven's sake. I would think that maybe what he would want to do is sort of go the Katie Couric route and get one of these syndicated afternoon shows like Anderson Cooper had. Might be a way for him to do something that doesn't have as strict a level of facts and work his way back in that way. And then maybe somebody in cable news like CNN might have him after a certain period.
Yeah, it does. History does show us that generally folks are pretty forgiving over a period of time. And Brian Williams, obviously very popular. Ratings did show that while he was on NBC News, but a lot of questions about his return. Tim Graham, thanks so much for being with us. Always great to get your take, sir.
Thanks.